welcome from Cyclonet. We are very privileged to have Om Mahajan, a young daredevil, courageous cyclist from Nashik who recently attempted Guinness record of cycling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. He took up this challenge and finished it in 8 days, 7 hours and 38 minutes to be very precise. He finished it on 21st of this month. And we are also privileged and honored to have Dr. Hitendra along with us. And I think he needs no introduction. We will also be joined by Dr. Mahendra, Om's uncle. Both of them, Dr. Mahendra and Dr. Hitendra, have proved themselves time and again, and they have achieved historical milestones. And Doctor, all your achievements have left us spellbound, and now you have next generation in this field.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sparing time. And Om, I'll begin with you. We are really very happy that at such a young age you ventured into this. And how does it feel to be the youngest person? And for the interest of the viewers, interestingly, his uncle, Dr. Mahendra, holds this record, which was challenged by Lieutenant Colonel Bharat Pannu. And then we have Om. What are your feelings?
Yeah, so it really feels great. Always it was a motive. Like I came into ultra cycling and then looked towards Kashmir to Kanyakumari with just a motive to get back the record set by my uncle into the same family. Like obviously records are meant to be broken. Absolutely. But so actually I was preparing for Deccan Cliffhanger, which was a Race Across America qualifier, which was supposed to happen in November, but unfortunately due to the COVID situation, it didn't happen. And so I took up this Kashmir to Kanyakumari challenge, which I was already applying with Guinness and all. So I got their approval and I started with the motive to just the record that my uncle set, Mahendra Mahajan. It was around 10 days, 10 hours. Mm-hmm. And it was broken with a huge margin. When Colonel Bharat Pannu sir did it, he did it in 8 days, 9 hours and 40 minutes. So it was like a huge margin, and it came into now it was a competitive scenario. So now it was, I just wanted to ensure that I just break that record at least once and get it back into the same Mahajan family from where it began. So yeah, it feels great.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dr. Mahajan, how do you look at Om's achievement? And this is really interesting for all the cyclists to know that how he has been nurtured, how he has been in his journey so far. So how do you look at it? What are your feelings?
Obviously, as a father, I'm very happy for his achievement. And let me tell you that this is just the beginning. He's watching us, both of us. We are into a joint family, basically. Myself, my brother, we stay with our parents, and that is maybe the reason we are, following the same hobbies, and we all love adventure sports. And Om is seeing this from childhood. He has seen us going through and preparing for all the difficult tasks and achieving them. And somewhere he developed the liking for cycling, which was a great thing. And in this Corona, what happened? Actually, he's a sprinter. He represented Maharashtra under 14, under 17. And during the Corona, we got lot of opportunity to exercise together. Mm-hmm. And he just mentioned to me that anyway, I'm going to USA next year for pursuing my further studies, and I wish to attempt RAM. And I said, if you want to attempt RAM, it's quite possible. It's not that it is something which is very big. You can always dream big, but then for that you need to train in a different fashion. Sprinting is different, and endurance is something which is very different. It needs a lot of mental power. Mm-hmm. And he accepted the challenge, and then his journey started. And then K2K, the way Om told you, it came into the picture. But I'm very happy. Even myself, our entire family is very happy to know that even Om is physically, we are not aware.
Yes, because even if you have so many motivational people around, it's up to that person to take it and imbibe it. So this is really amazing, Om. And especially, I'm really amazed to see Om at this age getting into such kind of courageous act, I must say. So how did you start preparing? Because ultimately it was your dream come true. So how were your preparations? Of course, you had excellent guidance from your uncle and father. So if you could tell us something about your preparations.
Yeah, so as already mentioned, I was into sprint cycling,
Mhm.
and sprint cycling was also I was quite serious about it, and I used to train a lot for that as well. So I was already a lot into cycling.
Mhm.
So where once I just talked to my dad randomly, like that I want to do race across America. How feasible it is for me. He said that if you are ready to work, you have all my support. Then immediately the next day, I called up my coach Miten Thakkar sir
Mhm.
and told him all about this. Even he was amazed because he never expected me being into so much of sprinting to get into endurance. But yeah, we had a talk, and then accordingly, from the very next day, he sent me all the schedule and needed exercises and all everything to be practiced. And yeah, so accordingly, so it was around 28 to 35 hours of cycling a week, and sometimes even in the evening we used to spend around 1 to 1.5 hour of
Okay.
gymming. And yeah, so Monday used to be a rest day and Sunday used to be a long ride. It may go around 8 hours to 20 hours. Yeah, so that was how it used to go.
And you must have also focused on nutrition part, then other some cross training. As you mentioned,
Yeah,
you were
so
doing gym also. So, how much importance was given to nutrition and other things?
as a nutrition is something which is very very vital in such an endurance event or even while practicing. This is ignored by a lot of athletes, but it plays a very important role. So I used to monitor the amount of my carbohydrate intake, the fat intake, the protein intake, like not very precisely but grossly. I used to keep a check that I'm getting that much in essential carbohydrates and proteins from whatever sources, like even food, supplements, everything, including all the everything. I should get that much. And yeah, even like not only nutrition is not only off the bike, it's also like when you are riding. So when you are riding, you need to get essential electrolytes and salts, so that there is a lot of depletion of salts. So
Mhm.
many a times on your cycling shorts you see salt formations on after long rides. Yeah, so that's not a good sign, but you should keep on having salts and good hydration, and also like good nutrition is, as already mentioned, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it plays a very vital role in the recovery, especially. Like you may keep on going, but you have to need to have a good and smooth and fast recovery so that you're ready for the training next day. You must emphasize on nutrition.
Yes. And doctor, you must have definitely guided him for his mental preparation, because I believe that's the biggest challenge. So, how did you help him in that?
Yeah, correct. You rightly pointed out endurance activities are all about mental strength. And as I said in the beginning, that was the thing which was the gray area even for us as a parents from home point of view, because before that he has never rode more than 550 kilometers or more than
Mhm.
24 hours at a stretch, and it takes a lot of energy to go back on a saddle for a second day, third day, and then fourth day and fifth day successively, with all those soreness and with all those pain here and there, and then all sorts of things you go through, and then mentally you feel like giving it up. You feel like, why I'm doing here. You get hallucinations later on. Because riding sleep deprivation is something which plays, and
Yeah.
for all overcoming all these obstacles, one has to be very strong mentally. One has to be driven and focused on the finish line or the finishing of the task, and for that, mental stability, mental strength is very important. And as I said, we both of us were fortunate to have all the mental training from Bamsar, late
Mhm.
Bamsar. And so we passed on all his tricks to Om. He used to be like regularly in the morning, he used to do yoga and breathing exercise, and then visualization, self-realization, self-talking, all these things. I think Om will be in a better position to tell how exactly it helped in the things which we just passed on from the Bamsar, what we learned to him, including the short power of short naps and
Yeah.
Yog Nidra and all these things. So I think Om will be in a better position to tell all these things.
Yes. Your experience of getting trained in this fashion.
Yeah, so ever since I was training, like it's not about like the day it's ever since the day I took a goal of doing Kashmir to Kanyakumari, I was told to visualize and to imagine. So at times I used to visualize that I'm starting from Srinagar, Kashmir. The
Mhm.
temperature is low. I'm going hard. Like each and every part of the journey which I went through was already imagined and visualized by me,
Okay.
which was very helpful. Not only this, but at the before the start, before the event started, I used to continuously visualize how am I going to celebrate in Kanyakumari.
Oh, wow.
What what all am I going to celebrate? If we are going to go Facebook Live, we are going to enjoy a lot. We are going to party after that. Everyone is going to. I was just imagining, cherishing those moments after what, and that really helped me. Like many times I felt like giving up, but those thoughts which I have already imagined, I have seen myself being through that the change in my life that shall come after this record. So that many times kept me going. So not only imagination and visualization, but small techniques that Bam sir taught us, like so you have to talk to your body, you have to talk to yourself.
Mhm.
Like there is a lot of pain, you need to just sometimes say like, shut up legs, do whatever I tell you to do. But this becomes rude, so you need to talk to them politely and nicely.
Okay.
So when you ride, you just take a breath and talk to yourself that yes, this is this deep breath, all the energy I'm sending to this tendon, this calf muscle.
Mhm.
Enjoy, you relax, you're doing a good job, you're doing really well. It's just because of you I have come till here. You have to talk like this to every muscle and dedicate each breath to every muscle. Like not only breath, sometimes you do it with the breath, sometimes you see the sunrise. Now this sun ray coming from this, all the energy extracting and going towards you. Good going muscles. Like that you have to keep on
Wow.
talking, and this helps a lot.
Yeah, this is so nice and very important because you have to undergo the entire process, but ultimately, what you get at the end of the journey matters a lot. So this is
Yeah.
so nice, and I'm very sure these very important tips are going to be very motivational for the listeners. So
Yeah.
it was a combination of excellent inputs from your coaches, your uncle and father, and you on your own, uh, getting through the entire process. This is so
Exactly.
nice to know because people can keep on giving you advices, but it's ultimately you have to execute them. So
Yeah.
Om, with nice guidance from uncle and father, then you were at the start line. And we also have now Dr. Mahendra, who can also talk about how Om's preparations were done and how was the entire experience of those 8 days. That must have been really, really amazing experience for all of you. How did the journey start? And especially some experiences which you would like to share with the viewers.
Basically, we had to prepone this expedition. Like, we initially thought we'll start on 15th of November,
Mhm.
but the weather forecast was that there was expected to be a heavy storm and snowfall in Srinagar. So
Mhm.
we preponed the expedition to 13th of November,
Mhm.
and we took our vehicles. Home took a flight to Srinagar a day prior,
Mhm.
and we drove continuously from here, Nasik, those two vehicles, and reached Srinagar the late night. And
Mhm.
early morning, 5 o'clock was supposed to be a start. Like Srinagar is really very cold, and especially in the mornings. So around 6 o'clock, we gathered at a place called Lal Chowk in Srinagar, which is a historical place and a significant landmark. Actually, that is also a requirement of a Guinness.
Mhm.
And there were friends, cycling friends from Srinagar and a mountain biking association, and those guys had already come to cheer him up. It was a very nice, a warm flag off, I would say,
Mhm.
and a warm flag off, but in a cold environment.
Yeah.
So the temperature was around 0 to 4 degrees Celsius in the first 100 kilometers.
Mhm.
So initially, as we were flagged off, there was little confusion with the roads. Google Maps are always not very reliable. So that is the
Mhm.
first thing. And
Definitely.
then we hit the highway. Now
Mhm.
the initial 80 kilometers are relatively flat stretch and a 4-lane highway.
Mhm.
There are two major ghats before you reach Udhampur.
Mhm.
So one is the climb to what is called as Jawahar Tunnel,
Mhm.
almost 20-kilometer climb. and it was a Friday, and we were not aware that on Friday there is a road maintenance work that is being taken up, and that's why the traffic from Srinagar is not allowed to travel. So at the checkpost, what happened was, Om, as a cyclist, he was left, but our vehicle which was supporting him was stopped by the policeman, and they informed, "Abhi nahi ja sakte, you will have to go tomorrow."
Oh.
Then we started using our contacts, and finally we got the permission after 1.5 or 2 hours. But what had happened was, you should never rely upon availability of support vehicle, particularly in this section from Srinagar to Udhampur, because the chances of landslides are very high. And even during my time 2 years back when I started this expedition, that time also similar thing had happened, that there was a landslide and traffic jam. So I had anticipated that, and we had prepared Om in such a way that he had basic tools to fix a flat tire. He had few gels with him, and he was that way prepared mentally to ride alone. Initial first 200 kilometers up to Udhampur, one has to be really prepared that he might have to go unsupported. That is the first takeaway if anybody is taking up the expedition.
Yeah.
Then the Udhampur, our second team followed him, and by the time we reached, we were trying to reach him, there was another small, I would say a navigation mistake. Basically from Udhampur, if you have to go to Delhi, right? So if you have to go to Pathankot, there is a shorter way through a jungle. And it has one abrupt right turn which often gets missed.
Okay.
Even during my time it had got missed. So we had told the crew also, but unfortunately in that jungle region there is no GPS. It doesn't work unless and until you had started it initially right in Udhampur. So this the first day, I would say, was very
challenging,
happening day because of the because of the road works, the landslides, the flat tires, and the missed road.
Yeah.
So I believe it would have been very frustrating for Om, because initial day when you are high on energy, you want to clock maximum number of miles to have a cushion for future. Then I would say that after Jalandhar, it is relatively a flat road, but there are a lot of flyovers on that road.
Okay.
So second day he managed to clock a lot of miles. See, basically the plan was to ride as long as possible, as much as possible, till the time he is dead sleepy and he cannot ride at all. There used to be between 10 to 2, there used to be a sections where he used to feel a little sleepy. So we used to take a small break, put water on his face, give him a tea, and just continue for another 1-2 hours. So basically the plan for second day was to get out of Delhi traffic. I mean, so around 4:30 or so, we took a break near Faridabad. And then the next day, we used to put an alarm of 2.5 hours, wake him up. In that 2.5, 3 hours, he has to take his apparels out. He has to freshen up, he has to eat,
everything,
and then sleep. Third day started from Faridabad. Then he had little knee issues. I mean, his knee started hurting. Another incident which is to be mentioned is Gwalior city. Gwalior city has a bypass which is a very long bypass. It rained very heavily in Gwalior.
Okay.
For 2-3 hours, it was torrential rains. He got a flat tire, and fortunately, one of my friend was staying on en route, so we took a small break, repaired his flat tire, and then we went ahead.
The journey itself started with so many challenges, and it was a long journey. But I believe your experience of the same expedition and both of you being in this field definitely helped him a lot. And I think, Om, because your father and uncle both were there with you, you must have got a lot of mental support, and you had amazing crew. Amazing.
Exactly.
Crew.
So I always used to say that both of them are like, my uncle was from the very first day with me, and dad joined from Nagpur. So for me, like Mahindra Mahajan, my uncle was the backbone of my crew, like backbone of everything. He was the torch showing me the light and everything. Like everything he said was to be done. So yeah, with that mindset, I used to go. And so it was a great mental boost to me that I have the best crew. Means any rider can dream of. There can't be any better crew than this. I used to think like that, just like that. And just keep going. So yeah, it was a great mental boost.
Yeah. And like Dr. Mahendra, the way you said that if we have to go day by day, it would take us 8 days
Really?
and it's going to be
Yeah.
really very interesting to know about it. But I think this is an excellent combination of a family legacy which has been passed on to the next generation. And Dr. Mahendra, how do you feel that your family member is trying to break your record? This must have been a very amazing feeling for you.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, when I set a record, I had my own set of difficulties. My vehicle met with a very bad accident.
Okay.
And then I used to always say in public gathering that this is a Guinness World Record. You know, it is going to be a sought after record. So a dentist in his 40s should not be holding this record. And that is why when Bharat Pannu met with he had a fall in USA and his clavicle bone got fractured. It was me who suggested him that you apply for this record and set a target for yourself, like after 6 months you'll be doing this, so that will keep your continuity and motivation. And accordingly, Bharat was in a very great shape. He was preparing for Ram Solo and he broke this record, and he's a tough guy. He manages with very little sleep, and he set a very competitive target of 8 days and 9 hours. So meanwhile, what happened that I had my footages of my expedition, and one of our crew member was making a documentary out of that. And seeing at that, Om got inspired, and he said ki apल्या घरचा record आपण परत आणू काका. I want to do this K2K cycling.
What a spirit.
Yeah, it is the best thing to happen that my own nephew, he dreamt about beating this record, and I'm very, very proud that he managed to beat the record, which was really tough actually.
Yes.
But with his spirit and with his determination, and he used to always, maybe he used to motivate himself ki nahi apnela घरचा record घरी आणायचा आहे, अपने घर का record. So it's a wonderful feeling. Yeah, and I'm very proud of him.
Yes. And what I like most is each one of your expeditions, each one of your adventures has a motto. So be cool. What is the motto of your expedition?
Pedal to school.
Oh, wow. That is so amazing. And this is going to motivate a lot of young people of your generation.
Yeah.
So we can keep on talking for days together, but I think the message for the audience would be, if Om can take up such a challenge at this age, the young generation should take inspiration from Om. I would say that Mahajan family is an example of daredevil, courageous sportsmen who dare to dream, set their goals very high, work towards those goals relentlessly. And I think that's the attitude of champions. So thank you very much. And Om, wish you all the success for all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
You.
Really
And thank you, Dr. Hitendra and Dr. Mahendra, for joining this interview in spite of your busy schedule. And Om, I'm sure you will give me more and more opportunities in future to interview you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Pleasure.